This is a long video, so I'm going to keep the intro short. When my dad passed away, he had a torch connected to a barbecue tank. And I've spent the better part of a year and a lot of experimenting trying to get it to work correctly. So in this video, I'm going to share some of my secrets in turning on a lathe. And then I'm going to, at the end, tell you the difference between acetylene and propane. I hope you enjoy. Can't tell you how thrilled I am to be able to restore this thing. Turns out I had this too tight or too far. It's a set screw. Where'd it go? It's on this side. You loosen the set screw and then you can tighten it down, and I had tightened it down all the way because there's stops on here, and then tighten it. But I guess that was too far because I wasn't getting any gas. So I kept loosening it and loosening it. You know, you tighten the set screw, open it, loosen it, bring it around, tighten it, till I heard gas. So it works really good now. Probably a dangerous place to be doing this, but yeah, too much gas. Yeah, too much. Towing it way down. Jesus. There we go. So both work. Oops, too much. Turn it back down. There. So I can do whatever I want with it. It's great. Somebody left, let me turn the gas off on this thing. At the tank. Okay, gas is off. New hose, because the old hose I think was getting pretty old. Maybe dangerous, I don't know. In a kick, the last video comment was left on, this was from the 1950s. Why is that off center? Yeah, it's way crooked, but whatever. No, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. From the 50s, I'm thinking, wow. Then my dad maybe have had this before I was even born, so, and using it. Hard to find though. I did finally stumbled across one up in Wisconsin on eBay. Wants $60 for it. It's missing this piece here, and it's thrashed to death. It's like, no, this guy probably doesn't even know what he's got. The other thing to explain is, when I was little, my dad made this big toolbox, more like a chest that you open the lid, and had a tray that slid around. I have had that thing forever, and now it's up in the top of the garage here in the attic, a little attic space. When my dad passed away, all of his tools I pretty much threw in there, and a whole bunch I gave away to other family members and so on. But the reason I'm talking about it is, there's a lot of things like this. This was in a tray, a metal tray with all kinds of other torch stuff. And some things that I had from him I threw away, and boy did I regret it, because later I discovered what it was. So the bottom line to the story is, if you inherited all your dad's stuff, don't throw anything away until you know what it is. There's all kinds of fittings and brass things that I'm just discovering today, or what they are, what they're for. Like, holy cow. So I still have a lot of stuff up in the chest that I don't know what it is, and I'm not about to throw it away. But in any case, one of the things that he did have was this. He had a bunch of them, and he had one of these hooked up to a propane tank, a barbecue propane tank, and I could never get it to work. I made a ton of jets or nozzles that go in here, thinking that's what's wrong with it. Accidentally, occasionally, it would ignite correctly where I'd get a blue flame. Most of the time, it's just red flame all over the place. So I was thinking, it'd be cool if I could find another one of these for the propane tank. Lo and behold, I did find it. I couldn't believe it. This is a TH9, and it fits. This is one of the other nozzles I told you in the last video. I had a bunch of spare parts. Looks like they just got rid of the complicated double and they have this. I hooked it up. It's like you just barely crack this valve and the flame is out there. Maybe it's because I got a giant tip on it, but I don't think so. So it's nice. You can turn this, undo the, change the tips out to whatever you want. There's a whole bunch of other pieces. He had like 3 of these handles, all kinds of, I don't know what fit what or what did what. So now that I have this, and a very rude eBay guy too, because the picture showed that being brass, not aluminum. And I had contacted him, and he said, oh, been that way for 20 years. Well, no, this is copyrighted 2006, so this is 16 years, not 20 years, but whatever. He didn't care. I never got a response back. So I want to build this, set this up for the propane tank. And so I need to make a brass piece. This is left-hand threads. I did buy a tap. Sorry I didn't show this on camera, but it's already tapped. So this screws on perfectly. It just goes right on there nice and tight and locks down. So now I need to cut it off, and the propane tank I had rebuilt. It was one of my dad's regulators. Rebuilt the regulator, put new gauges on it because it was all thrashed and rusted, so it's beautiful, and put a clear tubing, you know, nice soft tube on it, and that was connected to this guy. I had made this piece too, so now I'm going to make it for this barb. I was thinking make this male, but then it's going to be really big looking, so I'll do it with this one female. And this is right hand. I think this is a 1/4 inch, but so I'll cut it off and I'll show some of the machining here of making the rest of this piece. Need to take this down, put flats on it like this. Oops, it's hard to remember. Go backwards, tighten, loosens, loosens, tightens. So hopefully this will work good on the propane tank, and then I'll have it made. So let me show you some of the machining then here coming up. I'll cut it off. Alright, I think the camera's at a good angle. It's hard to try to get it close. There's not much space here. Clean this up so I can get my saddle stop in there. And it's right here. I decided to just make it as one piece, because this is correct, but it's a right hand thread, and just make the barb and stuff. So I just need to go back that far, a little bit further. I'm going to do it. So I'll put this guy in here, swing him around, in, done. Alright, and I want to use my TCMT 2151 for aluminum. Yes, bring it around so I can see where I am. Where am I? Okay, the saddle's pulled back pretty far. Good. And I want to be right about there. And turn the power feed on, done. Right? That doesn't look like I'm very far. Yeah, I need to be further than that. And notice, very little run out. If you want a good chuck, go get a Sanu. That'll do it. Oh, I need to bring this down to this. Where's the calipers here? Notice, no, if you get the right insert, there's no storm worth of chips coming off. It's curls coming off. This is what? Oh, come on. There we go. 564. So I need to go to 564. There. You can actually hear the load disappear. Boy, that's a beautiful finish. Alright, 564. So about 40 thou has to come off. I'm at 621. 6470. Yeah. Take a good 40 thou off the thing. 10 at a time. stops. Okay, so there's 10. Then I'll have room for the flats like this. I need to put that nice little groove in there. Forgot what I used to do that with. See the curls coming off of it? No shower. If you do have a different insert, you're getting that rain worth of stuff. Just put oil in there, it gets rid of it. Or at least it keeps it clumped together. Alright. 20. Should have my shield up here so it's not hitting on the floor. Yeah, I know you're supposed to go that way, but look at the finish. I always get an incredible finish going from left to right rather than right to left. Getting kind of thin. 30. And then one more, well, not one more pass because I need to bring it down a little bit more. That's pretty good though, huh? Oh, I did chamfer the edge, you know. Looks like I need to go quite a bit more. Measure it anyway so I don't overshoot it. I said this was 565 and a half. 565 and a half. I'm at 587, 65, 75, 85, 30 thou more, yeah. Alright, 30 thou more. Oh, too fast, too fast. Alright then. Alright, I'll bring you back when I have this turned down, chamfer the edge, and I'll show you how I make this little groove. That's a pretty trick. That's a grooving tool. That's what was used to do that. Alright, well, I'm looking at this going, that groove is not really on center. So this is going to be, if I'm reproducing, it's 636. So 315 thou, right? 315 thou. Close enough. So I need that to be there from the edge. Crank it out right there. Yep, that looks like it. So I'm not sure how far I went in, so it's just 2 looks, I guess. I probably should be using some tapping fluid. Yeah, tap aluminum does a great job of lubricating it for this. And yeah, low RPM, big time. Where are you? Hit. There it is. Except with all this fluid in place, I can't see how far in I am. So I need a paper towel here. Wipe that down. Hardly anything. I need to go a lot further than that. What's that look like? Oh, I went in pretty far. Wow. Okay. So, go in. For some reason, that groove looks a lot wider than that one. I can't imagine if I use too late now. Oh, I think I did use the other tool. Oh, well. This is it now. Deep in my, fairly deep. Looks pretty good, huh? That one was quite a bit deeper. Yeah. Oh man, that's a tough call. I'm gonna go in a tad more. Alright, I'm gonna go in 5 thou more. There. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now, do I want to break the edge or not? No, I'll keep it sharp. Clean it up. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so that's that. Now what do I have to do? Cut it off, flip it around, because I gotta do the barb end piece. Start. My heart. I tell you, this saw has been an absolute workhorse for me. It's beautiful. When 5-inch metal band saw. Alright, so we need to set this up. Where's my red mark? There it is. Dig it down. Ooh, way too much. And it's hard to find blades where they do a good splice on them. All you're going to hear is chink, chink, chink as the splice goes by. So, bring that in, and we're ready to go. My weight, right on it. Oh man, look at all that. I sawed a piece of plastic, so all the plastic's coming out everywhere is here. Try to get the arm. Goes pretty fast too. I've got a lot of hours on this blade. It's incredible. Push it down a little bit. Go faster. Almost through. Almost through. Man, it saves so much time over a hacksaw. I cannot tell you. But I think it's about there. Oh, another chunk of plastic came out. Come on, cut. There. Not loose yet. There it is. And done. Beautiful cut. Just watched the previous clip. This is a good lighting, good angle. Got to remember this. Okay, so it's turned around. To keep from leaving marks on it, I don't know if you can see it, but I just put painter's tape on it. And yeah, it throws it off. It was wobbling like crazy here until I made my first couple of turns. I didn't want to wear out my expensive, maybe, they're not that expensive, but aluminum insert. So I tried, this is a different one. This is the one that was on the thing, and I was getting a worst finish I've ever seen. I started looking at it under the magnifying glass, and yeah, the whole insert was gone. So I said, well, let me try these and see how this works. I usually use these on steel or aluminum, like I said, or brass when I don't want to wear out my good ones, but forget it. Just do this. I haven't even faced it yet, but yeah, I guess I'll just do one pass here, because I just need to take this thing down to this diameter here, and then I'll bring you back and show you how I'm gonna make all the barb part. But let's see, am I ready? Yeah, I'm set to go here. Bring it back, bring it in 5 thousandths, taking off 10, and you guys can see the curls and stuff coming off of this thing. Throwing them all over the floor, of course. Nice long one. So like I said, you get the right insert, you don't get this snowstorm of brass flying off. This is, I think it was 360, but so this would be a while for me to take it all the way down, especially when I'm not going to do huge cuts with this insert. I'll do 10, maybe 20, bringing in 10. So there, bunch of chips and junk. What else to say about this? I don't think much, so I guess I'll bring you back when I've got it down to diameter to start doing the, what do you call that anyway? Barbs, I guess. Pretty cool. I did a nice job on this. And then eventually I got to take it over to the mill to do the 2 flats on this thing for a wrench. This came out nice. Huh. Here I am spouting out off about getting the correct inserts, but not talking about them. That's pretty stupid. First of all the holders are 3/8 that I have, and I purchased them off of Amazon. They're from AccuSize Tools. I have 3 sets, so 2 lathes and some spare ones that I use on fly cutters and other things. The inserts themselves I either get from Amazon or Banggood, and usually Banggood, because they're about half the price. Amazon, typically I'll spend about $15 for a set of 10. Banggood, it'll be half the cost. And I don't mind waiting, 2-3 weeks to get them, so I keep them in a drawer all as backup spares or whatever. The chrome ones, chrome looking ones, shiny wise, are the best I've found for aluminum and brass. And shoot, I forgot what I was going to say. They're all carbides, everything I've got, and I use, I don't think they make a high-speed steel insert because that would probably wear out pretty quick. For the 3/8 holders, they're all 21.51s. That's the size. You can research and look that up. And on the tip is what really makes the difference, the radius that there is on the very tip. I typically stay around 16 thou, 0.016. If you go any smaller of a radius, you'll start to see little lines in your finish. If you go bigger, I forgot what the impact was, but I think you can get from 30 thou down to probably 10 thou or something like that of a radius. So 16 seems to work for me, and I use that number for both carbide inserts that I use for steel. I showed them earlier here, these guys. So these have the same thing, carbide 16 thou 21.51 inserts. They have all kinds of coatings and different things and chip breakers, but I don't see it making that much of a difference. Let's see if I can show you one thing that's kind of curious, but alright, get it up there. So if I go in 5 thou, there's in 5 thou, that's going to give me remove 10 thou worth of material, and you can see chip breaker isn't really working. There's kind of long chips coming off of it. It's curls, which I like, but then I'll show you next the chip breaker actually starting to work, because I'm going to go in 10 thou, which would be taking 20 thousandths off the diameter. Almost done here. There. Alright, so this one, yeah, the painter's tape gave up. I went in 10 thou, it was too much force, so the tape started slipping. Okay, here's going in 10 thou, which is removing 20 thou. Now you can see kind of chip breaker working. The chips are getting broken up into a lot smaller pieces. But let me show you what happens. This is just alcohol. If you use some kind of a cutting fluid, oh, now they're jamming up. Yeah, figures. Maybe I can get them out of the way. You should see longer chips, big long strands coming off of it. Maybe I'll get it on the next pass here. So, put the alcohol on there. There. Go back. Go in 10 thou again. Watch it make a liar out of me. No, there you go. See, longer strands coming off of it. Even though the chip breaker is trying to work. And the reason you use cutting fluid is not to improve the finish or anything else. It's to keep that cutting edge cool. If you let that thing get hot, and I'm sure at 10 thou in, it's going to get really hot, and it's going to ruin the edge, even though it's carbide. So there's just kind of sharing a little bit of info here. Okay, to recap what's happened. I've rebuilt this guy, my dad's original. I'm very happy with it. It works beautifully. I did find another one similar to it. It's got a coarse adjust, and it is coarse. This is terrible to work with. But I've got 2 torches that work on acetylene, and with the new torch, this was tucked into the back of it, and I was shocked because I opened it up and go, wait a minute, there's my, where is it too? There's someplace here is my dad's torch. Here, right here. So this is a TH5. This was a 19. My dad's torch is a 5. They redesigned it a little bit, but and it was interesting to learn there's screw-ons and then there's quick disconnects, which is like an air fitting. You just pull it and the tip pops off. But so I've got 2 torches I'm thrilled with. They work. I'm good. Now, because this video is going to be really long, I'm cutting out a bunch of the machining that I did for this part, for that torch. I did finish it. I did screw it on. I did put it on my dad's propane tank, and I got a blue flame from here about out to here, and the rest of it was all red. So now I'm backing up thinking, what am I missing here? Why did my dad have this all attached, you know, this handle and all that? So the regulator that he had on the propane tank, I know that was on the tank. I've rebuilt that, and there's different, this screws on the outside of a barbecue tank. There are ones that screw on the inside. His regulator screws on the inside. It's a CGA 510. So if you find something that says CGA 510, you know it's compatible with a barbecue tank. So now I'm thinking, all right, I've got the regulators correct. He had a hose on it. He had it connected to this thing. Now, I can't remember what he had exactly on the tip. But I know if you take one of these torches, the air intake is here. If you cover it up, everything is red. It's got no air, and you just get a huge red and a lot of black carbon soot coming out. So acetylene must have a lot of carbon to it. So what I'm thinking is, for this guy, I'm getting red. So it's not getting enough air. I looked at the other torches, you know, your little cylinder things that screw on a torch that you know, your home guy uses for hobby stuff, and the holes are huge. So I'm looking at the tips going, okay, this one, it says on it air acetylene, but I don't know how the air gets into it, and it doesn't fit anything. So that's a no. This is the one I think he had on there, but I'm looking at it going, you know, for the most part, all I get is a red flame. The holes are pretty small. Doesn't say anything on it, so other than P1, whatever that is. I experimented making a bunch of different jets for it, could never get it to work. I saw this one, and I'm going, wait a minute, huge holes for a lot of air to go in. This does not screw on it. I had made an adapter here for it. I put it all back together, red flame. I put one of my jets in there down in this part here, red flame. I moved the jet up here. I've got a perfect now blue flame all the way out, no matter what I want. So what I'm realizing is evidently acetylene does not need much air to give you a hot flame. Propane needs a lot of air coming in. So bottom thing is, my dad never had a working torch because he didn't have the parts. I made the jets for this thing. I made the adapter for this guy. He couldn't have screwed this on here. So, and if he had that, it's the wrong one, and it was definitely on the propane tank, not an acetylene tank. So that's the secret. If you want to make one of these things, you need a little jet with a teeny hole, and you need a huge air intake. Now on this guy, I bought this thing, so what am I going to do with it? And I realized you can unscrew this. I never got it. It's got a pin in there for a hole. Where is the hole? I don't know. Whatever. There's a pin down in here that this thing locks in place. There's the holes right there. Oh, the pin's coming loose. That's why. But I never got that off my dad's because I didn't stop to realize it's left-hand thread, stupid, tighten it. So what I'm going to do is I can take the handle off of this and put it on my dad's because this is brand new. So I'll have this torch and I'll probably just store this away along with all this other junk up in my chest that I talk about. Wow, that's really a sloppy pin. I don't know why. But whatever, I'll get it worked out. So there's the secret. If you want to make a nice torch and you want to run it off of propane, you better have a lot of air and you better get the correct Venturi kind of jet working correctly. Doing this in the dark so you guys can see this flame. Propane's on. Evidently it takes a lot of gas just to get it lit. But there you go. Then I can turn it down, whatever I want. I'm running 4 psi on the supply line here, but this is nice. Beautiful, huh? Hopefully you guys can see that. And then off. Turn the gas off and knock down wood. Drain the line here. There, pressure's gone. Close the valve and just put it on top of the propane barbecue tank.